Today I'm going to show you my historical LEGO minifigure collection, not only LEGO armies, but also vehicles and even historical LEGO minifigures like this one here. On the Scots Plastic channel, I've made 21 LEGO videos so far, leaving me with enough LEGO minifigures, I'm pretty sure, to fill all of these base plates here. Now I'm going to place them down in chronological order, meaning I start here and I end over here. Of course, this will be era by era, starting with ancient, then medieval, until we arrive at modern day. And just to make things interesting, I'll also be upgrading the armies with new accessories and equipment as we go. Of course, everything that you see in this video will be linked in the description below. And with that out of the way, let's get started with the most ancient LEGO minifigures. Yep, terrible joke, I know. Subscribe for more hilarious content. In reality, the most ancient minifigure I've got is probably this Egyptian pharaoh, followed by the definitely historical Greek god of war, and finally an Gallic warrior. Yes, we're starting off small, but later in the video I'll be showing you my biggest historical LEGO armies, some of which I don't think I've ever shown on the channel. Now, I've got a challenge for you, because throughout this video I'm going to be showing you some famous historical minifigures, but I won't be telling you their name. I will send a signed LEGO minifigure to the first person to comment the correct names for each of the mystery minifigures I will show in this video. So, let's introduce the first mystery minifigure, who is this. Just to help everyone keep track, I'm going to put them over here. Mystery minifigure number 1. Moving now into the medieval era, I have historical armies from both the Scottish Wars of Independence and also the Battle of Agincourt. Now, once again, my medieval LEGO minifigure collection is quite small, but what it lacks in size, it more than makes up for in quality. The Battle of Agincourt collection has both English and French knights, the English, of course, being led by King Henry V, and the French being led by Charles d'Albert and John Le Mangre. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is 100% how you pronounce those names, so let's stick them on the base plate. Now, in this video, I'm also going to be upgrading a ton of the LEGO minifigures. I found some insanely high-quality LEGO helmets and a range of new weapons. Admittedly, most of it is for World War I and World War II LEGO minifigures, so stay tuned for that. Now, for the Scottish Wars of Independence. And this is where I introduce the second mystery historical minifigure that you need to guess. Who is this? Once again, I'll put him up here so you don't forget. Boom. Number 2. Now, apparently I loved this collection so much that I bought it twice. Definitely wasn't an accident. I 100% intended to do that. But let's get these bad boys onto the base plate. And at long last, we're finally onto the second row. But we've still got quite a way to go. That rhymed. Bruh. Next up, we're moving to the American Revolutionary War. So I prepared this lovely little base plate for you here, which has got Americans and British, and also one French, interestingly. Look at this nice little base plate. I'm very happy with this. However, this is where the scale is going to come from. These are British and American minifigures. They are, of course, fake, but, you know, if I was to buy all of these and they'd all be real, then I'd probably have the same national debt as the United Kingdom. And to be honest, they're not that bad. So let's just slap them down on the base plate, because at the minute it looks a bit sad. We've also got a nice collection of real minifigures. Personal highlights for me would probably be the British Grenadier and also the member of the Black Watch, but this French dude here is also pretty nice. So let's get those onto the base plate. And we've also got Captain Kidd, which is not one of the mystery minifigures, because I've told you his name. And then we've got this guy here. Now, this minifigure is not part of the mystery minifigure challenge, but I literally don't know who this is, and I would like to know. So if you know, tell me in the comments. Now again, remember, this is not part of the mystery challenge, it's just a genuine question. Let's slap him down there, and then let's get the rest down. So once again, I obviously didn't forget to do this whilst I was recording a video, which is why I'm doing it now, having buried it behind me, but I'm gonna upgrade some LEGO minifigures. Using 5 custom LEGO leg positions, I can take these red coat minifigures, bringing them to life with a range of realistic and interesting poses. Honestly, it's a small change, but it makes a massive difference, and we've still not even done arms or any of the accessories because they come later in the video. And with the rest of the Revolutionary War minifigures placed down, I will now show you the third mystery minifigure. You need to guess who is this. This makes 3 mystery historical LEGO minifigures. Now from here, things are going to start to pick up some speed. Introducing one of the larger LEGO minifigure collections, the Napoleonic Wars. From my LEGO Napoleonic Wars collection, I've got British, French, Prussians, even Russians, Württemberg, and Naples. I probably missed something else out from that, but basically there's a lot of LEGO minifigures, and it's going to make that look a little bit less cringe. So let's get to it. Look at this lovely little display that I prepared for you. I don't really know where to start with this. Maybe the one that's in my hand. Starting first with the fake Lego minifigures, just to get the scale into the videos, we've got the British Army and the French Army. However, all of the minifigures on these base plates behind me are all real. Cost me well over £1,000. I am upset with my bank account situation. Let's now go one at a time, reviewing the armies and placing them onto the base plates, starting with the British Army. Now, with me being a Scot, the majority of the British Army is just Scottish, to be quite frank. We've got the 92nd Gordon Highlanders, a regiment very close to my heart. Behind that, we've got the Scots Guard. Over on this side, we've got this... Ah, 70... I've forgotten. I think it's like 71st. That's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. However, we've also got 2 men of the 95th. For some reason, a zombie. We've got some artillery, Royal Artillery. We have, of course, got Vice Admiral Horatio Nelson. And then we've also got a member of the 42nd Regiment of Foot, the Black Watch, at the back over here. And seeing as we're here reviewing the British Army, I'm going to introduce you to the 4th mystery minifigure that you need to guess who is this. Once again, I'll put the 4th mystery minifigure over here so you don't forget. Voila. And with that, let's place the remainder of the British Army onto the base plates. Now, speaking of the 92nd Regiment of Foot Gordon Highlanders, if you were to join my Discord, you would see I run a Napoleonic era Roblox group thing. If you want to get involved, where we take part in battles, we actually turn those into videos. So if you're interested in being a Highlander in my regiment, I'll leave information in the description which you can follow to join. Now, for the French Imperial Army, we of course have Napoleon in the center, flanked by 2 field marshals. We've got some pioneers on his left, some grenadiers on his right, flanked again by more voltigears, with some standard fusiliers at the back. We've also got a corsair, a second Napoleon, because you can never have too many Napoleons, some artillery over here, more artillery over here, and a decaying zombie corpse, just... because. So let's get all of that onto the base plate. Now, next up, we've got a mini army of Prussians, spearheaded by von Blücher with... to be honest, I don't really know that much about the Prussians. I would be lying to you if I pretended I knew what he was and how he's different from them. But we've got one guy with gold on his chest and the other 3 don't. So take that for what you will. Let's slap him down. Next up, we've got the Russian Napoleonic Army. I'll be honest, I don't really know what any of those are, and I'd be lying to you again if I said that I did, but they're in snow. Attention to detail, come on. Let's chuck them down. And then finally, I've got 2 minifigures from Württemberg, which I believe is a client state of Napoleon. To be honest, I don't really know why I got them. This, however, is the King of Naples, which was a reward minifigure for spending over $200 or something like that on United Bricks. On Napoleon Day, I spent over £1,000, and so I should have 5 of these, but apparently it doesn't work like that. But this is a highly sought after Lego minifigure. I just wish I had 5. My poor bank account. Let's just slap him down. And finally, you guessed it, I will be placing these onto the base plate as well. It's an entire battery of cannons and a whole bunch of cavalry, which again, if you've watched my past videos, you'll probably recognize a lot of these minifigures and the equipment that goes with them. However, some of it you've probably never seen before because I've bought it and then just done nothing with it. Up next is the American Civil War Lego minifigure collection. Now, this collection is quite small. I would love to be able to do the Battle of Gettysburg or something big, but I can't afford an entire army, so this will have to do for now. We've got 2 famous generals, one of which is going to be our mystery minifigure number 5. Who is this? That is 5 mystery minifigures that you need to guess so far. Now, let's chuck these down. Voila. Now, moving on to another small history minifigure collection, we've got the Boer Wars with 2 British minifigures, one of course being a Highlander, so obviously the best one here, and then 2 Boers as well. So let's slap them down and then we'll get to the meat, which is World War I and World War II. Time to do some more Lego minifigure upgrades, and this time we're not just gonna do legs, we're also gonna do arms. Once again, you can see how with only a few small upgrades, what would otherwise be a generic standing pose now turns into something much more interesting. And I still haven't actually added any accessories like I will for the World War I and World War II armies, which are coming up next. Yeah. In my Lego World War I minifigure collection, I've got 3 main armies. Of course, the Germans, the British, but also recently an expanding French army. Okay, so where do I start with this one? You know what? Let's start with the French. This is the portion of the French World War I minifigure collection you might be familiar with. If anyone knows where I can get some more of these guys, let me know. However, recently we've had some more additions. I recently picked up 5 members of the French Foreign Legion, and Daily Bricks was kind enough to send me this little collection of French World War I minifigures on top of that. Now, if you've watched my videos, you'll probably also be familiar with the Renault FT, so let's get all of those onto the base plates and then move on to the Germans and the British. Because it's a new era, I'm going to start a new row, which is a new rule, which I haven't continued over here, but who cares? Then let's get the Renault FT. Let's see if I can get him in there. That kind of works. So now let's move on to the World War I British Army, which again you will probably be familiar with. But before we place them, let's first place down our Mark 5? It's not Mark, it's Mark 5? I need to brush up on my history. Mark 5, let's just go with that for now. Now that's not all of the British minifigures, because we've got some new additions to add to the army. And those are minifigures from the Welsh. I think these are both Welsh Lego minifigures, and this is the AEF, Australian Expeditionary Force. Or is it American Expeditionary Force? I don't know, lots of questions for you to answer, because I'm not going to. And then we've got these, which once again are close to my heart. I actually got these from the Gordon Highlanders Museum in person. Stay tuned for that, because I'm going to do a whole Gordon Highlanders minifigure history build thing and donate them to the museum. I've got big plans for it. It's just taken me a while to get it done. Let's add both of those to the British minifigure army. And with that, we now arrive at the German army collection. Now, the keen eyes amongst you may spot some problems in that most of them don't have heads. The heads for these minifigures, I share them with the World War II collection, and then I change them over during each video. And then we've also got these lads over here as well. So a bunch more German minifigures, as well as some German artillery and field guns. Let's chuck them down, and we're almost onto the 3rd base plate. Oh, 4th base plate. That face I made there. Before I forget, I need to introduce the next historical mystery minifigure. Who is this? Not strictly speaking historical, but consider it history adjacent. So far, that is 6 mystery minifigures for you to guess. Now, before we place the German minifigures, let's first place the guns that it needs to be based around. And with that, we've now broken onto the 4th 48x48 base plate, and we're still not done. In this box, I've got an assortment of World War I Lego minifigures, which I think I know what they are. This is an Austro-Hungarian. Pretty sure this is Russian. This is Italian. This is also Russian. Attack of the Dead Men, probably. This is Bulgarian. This is a Harlem Hellfighter. And then this is... I don't really know where to put this in the video. I've got this minifigure, and he's not part of an army. It's just... I don't know. So, here he is. Up until now, the upgrades to my LEGO minifigures have just been legs and arms, but that's about to change because we're now going to add accessories to my World War I LEGO minifigure collection. This French soldier has a highly detailed Adrian helmet, and he's wearing a greatcoat over the top of his uniform. Next, we have a German gunner trying to get into position, whilst a soldier behind him is pointing in the direction of the enemy. Finally, 2 more Germans with thick winter greatcoats, very nice M16 Stahlhelms, and a couple of very well detailed tools at hand. Next up, we've got the World War II collection, which is by far the biggest. We've got a German army, a British army, some French minifigures now, a Soviet army, a Japanese army, an American army, some misfits, I don't know. There's a lot of minifigures and armies and vehicles. Let's start with the British. Okay. Well then, again, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you'll recognize a lot of these LEGO World War II British minifigures. For example, from the Sword Beach Queen Red sector, we've got the officer. We've also got all of the Royal Marine Commandos. I'm not sure if you've seen these yet, actually, but we've got the North Africa minifigures, as well as a paratrooper, the Royal Navy boat guy. We've got the Maori, which I was told I butchered, and I probably butchered again. Let's get these down. Up next is going to be the Americans. I've got a lot of American minifigures, but lots of them are missing face and hands. But it's a pretty diverse collection, actually. We've kind of just got standard summertime uniforms. We've got airborne and also winter uniforms. We've got some Pacific frog skin. Now, to go alongside the American minifigure collection, we've also got a Sherman. We've got a duplex drive. There's loads of little vehicles, which I'm not sure if I can fit, but we'll try. Now, with the American army having been placed, it's time to introduce the next mystery minifigure. And this might be the most difficult one so far. Who is this? Our 7th historical mystery minifigure right there. And now finally, based on my community polls, it's the army you've all been waiting for, the World War II German army collection. I've literally had to give this base plate wings just to fit them all on. We'll make it work. We've got a Desert and North Africa core collection. We've got a bunch of camouflage guys. I don't really have any Waffen SS, but we've got also some winter clothing along the side. Every single one of these is real Lego minifigures. Just do some basic maths to figure out how much it costs. Spoiler, it's a lot. Okay, so real quick, up until this point, we've had a GoPro that's been time-lapsing everything you've just seen. The footage might be crap because for some reason the quality on it is not great, but we'll play that now. Now the reason that I've moved it is because it actually got in the way of the building, and plus it's on 3% battery, so that worked very nicely. I need all the space I can get, and the GoPro has to go, so let's finish placing the minifigures. With the German army being placed, we're now honestly onto the final row. But don't worry, I've got more base plates to fill out the back. So next up are two of my smaller World War II minifigure collections. We've got the Japanese and the Soviets. The Soviets you've only just barely seen, and you've not seen all of them in the previous video, which unfortunately is not doing well, but it's a good video, you should go watch it. The Soviets make a small appearance, but only for a little bit of it. I want to do a Battle of Stalingrad build, but I just don't have the parts for it. The Japanese, similarly, they've only made an appearance in one Pacific World War II video. I don't know why I'll unlearn how to speak English. Either way, let's get them both onto the base plate. And that's it, we're officially out of space on all four of these 48x48 base plates, but don't worry, I have a plan. I was pretty sure that we were going to run out of space, so I have prepared an contingency. It's a nice little base plate minifigure stand thing, which is going to go behind the base plates, and then we're going to put the vehicles either side of it. It seems like I planned this actually, but actually I kind of just cobbled it together and it's working out, so that makes a nice change, I guess. Looking at this now is actually quite terrifying. Right, let's get more minifigures down. Now, until recently, I didn't have basically any World War II French minifigures, but that has changed with a couple of small collections. These are French Resistance, and we've also got just, I think, 3 French minifigures, one wearing American uniform, and also a German-French volunteer. Nothing big enough to make a video with, but a nice little collection nonetheless. So let's get them down onto the base plate. Then once again, you probably spotted in the corner, we've got a bunch of vehicles that need placing. Now again, the LCA from the Sword Beach Queen Red Sector mock, we've got 2 in the corner, they're pretty massive. I think the other one we're probably going to have to like balance up here somehow. That is going to end badly. This is going to end very badly for everything down here, mark my words. However, we're not done yet because we've got a couple more minifigures to show you from minor nations. Now I'm not sure if it counts as a minor nation, but I've got an SS and a Wehrmacht German zombie. I've also got what I think to be 2 Finnish minifigures, and then also 2 Hungarian minifigures. Oh, and I shouldn't forget, I've also got this T-34, which was supposed to go in a Soviet video, which I had plans for and then once again just never did. So keep your eyes peeled for that, subscribe, because I might use it at some point. I'm gonna move this for now, because that is definitely going to fall down and destroy the entire setup, and I don't want that to happen. Now we're finally at the World War II Lego minifigure upgrades, and this is where things are going to get spicy. I've actually forgotten to list what I did, but I've got a bunch of things to show you, and hopefully they're probably running over my voice right now because I forgot to write them down. Yeah, Carly, good luck making that make sense in the edit. Up next, we've got 2 Cold War collections, starting first with the Falklands War, and then secondly, a couple of Soviet minifigures. Now, you might remember me building these. I've got to fit these on as well. You didn't see that video, it's very funny, go watch it. Now finally, entering the modern era military minifigures, we've got a member of the SAS, we've got an RAF pilot, we've got a British infantry soldier, and we've also got a Royal Marine Commando and an American as well. 5 nice minifigures, especially with some of them have got lovely little bits of body armor. And at long last, my entire LEGO minifigure army. Don't forget about the LEGO Mystery Minifigure Challenge. I'll be sending a signed minifigure to the first person to correctly guess all 7 historical mystery minifigures, and remember, you cannot edit your message, because otherwise, who knows who got it first. The next 2 videos will be historical LEGO mocks, so hopefully you enjoy those. Subscribe, comment, like, help this video go far, because the channel's not doing too well. Oh, and before I forget, no, we're not going to be going a video without first destroying this Jeep. Look how scuffed it is, and it's only going to keep getting worse.